I live my life a quarter mile at a time.
Welcome back to the Quarter Mile Podcast. We're at it again.
We are.
And I think, did we all watch the same movie this time? So we all watched Takers with Paul Walker in 2010, right? Are we?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, good. Just, if you guys were with us
With
last
T.I.
week. Yes, with T.I., who actually, we'll talk about later, but he was my favorite part of the movie. So we're back at the Quarter Mile Podcast. We're watching Takers. We are also rejoined with our amazing guest, Joe Collins. How are we doing today, Joe?
Oh my gosh, amazing. I'm excited to talk to you all. And I am excited that I watched Takers and not Taken. I double checked like 20 times. I'm
Right.
like, am I watching the right film? Yes. Perfect.
Good. I'm glad. If you guys haven't yet, feel free to follow us on all of our socials. Literally, if you just type the Quarter Mile Podcast, we'll pop up in anything. Or if you look at our episode notes, you can click the link tree and find us on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook and
Everywhere.
and YouTube. Yeah, and all the other things. But that's just we like to keep in touch, and
There we go.
we always ask your opinions on the movies before we review them. And today we're talking about Taker. So if you guys are cool with it, let's just get right into it. How do we feel
Yeah.
about that? So.
Let's do it.
I'm excited.
All right. This movie came out in 2010, which is the same year I graduated college. And what it was a
We got a youngster amongst us.
okay. Sorry. I didn't expect disdain to be the collaborative effect. Just by saying, at first I was like, do they not think I graduated college? Where they were like,
No, we know you did.
like
Learned. You
they were like, okay, Mister, trying to be smart.
the vocab.
This movie, so it cost $32 million to
Oh my
make,
God.
which we learned is much less than the Saint from last week.
Jesus.
Now, here's the question for y'all: how much do you think it made? So it cost 32 to make, 32 million.
It cost $32 million to make. I'm going with like worldwide gross.
Yeah, gross. I didn't. Right, that
50.
50. Okay, Joe, do you have any?
I think 20. I think they lost money
You
on
think-
this.
I wish they did because I did not much. We both talked about how this movie both put us to sleep. Honestly, they made $69.1 million.
So I was the
No.
closest.
You were very close. Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. So it was directed by John Hustonhop. And I didn't know him as a director, but he's been involved in a few of the Texas Chainsaw movies. So that's kind of cool.
Nice.
And listen, the whole thing about this movie that made me think it was going to be one that I'd really enjoy was I loved the cast before I saw them in this movie. This movie starred Chris Brown, Hayden Christensen, Matt Dillon, Michael Early, Idris Elba, Paul Walker, Zoe
Michael Ealy.
Michael Ealy. Oh, is it not Early? Okay.
It's not early. It's Ealy.
Is it spelled early or did I just typo?
You might. It might.
Ealy though. So
yes,
yes. Paul Walker, Zoe Saldana.
Zoe Saldana.
Yes, and many more. Did I? Now this did have an all-star cast. Did I miss any of your all's favorite actors when I listed
Chris Brown.
Chris Brown? Yep.
Well, I am gonna just throw a real quick flag on the Chris Brown of it all, right? Like
Is
we're
this-
separating the
is
art
this-
from the artist here.
I'm kind of glad you said that because
That was what
I
I
don't
was gonna
know a lot of stuff, but
Yeah.
when I like in general, but when I saw the name Chris Brown, I was like, is this the same Chris
Yeah.
Brown? Okay, so it is the same. I didn't Google to confirm or
No, you didn't say that was him.
Okay, yeah. So okay, well. So he was in this movie. Was this before or after all this stuff? I feel like it might have been before.
Well, before the Rihanna stuff.
Yeah.
Man. I want to say that was way before.
There
Okay.
may be some new developments. However, I will say I watched it purely for the art of the film. I was
And
able
you were
to
just as
watch
disappointed.
objectively.
I enjoy. I mean, he did his own stunts in this movie.
Okay, that's kind of cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
The action
Okay.
was pretty top notch.
Yeah, Chris Brown literally. Now he says going back, he was like he looks back and like, ooh man, I could have did better. I did but I think I was impressed because a lot of it, they weren't trying to act; they were actually trying to tell a story.
Okay, yeah.
So
Well, that was one of my critiques was it felt like I could see that they were not trying to act.
We're not trying.
All the dialogue, it was so boring. Everything they spoke of. And so by the time, they were doing all the actions and you were supposed to care about these characters,
Yeah.
I just didn't. I was just like, and then also like, I will say the saving grace for this movie, well, it wasn't enough to save this movie for me, but the one thing I did think was really good was I did think the soundtrack was really good.
Yeah.
Right, like the music, I was like, okay, this, and then you're right, the action and the stunts, especially towards the end, once they really kind of start there was some good stuff. Now, here's something that's kind of interesting. Idris Elba in 2011 won a BET award for Best Actor.
And for this?
For this film?
Yes, I wouldn't.
Is it because he had his natural voice? Because I mean, he could have won an Oscar or Emmy or B or anything other than this.
That's kind of what I'm thinking. Is like
Yeah.
I think he should win Best Actor and an award for that. I was like, but I don't know if it's from this.
Yeah.
So
Sometimes they give awards like coulda, shoulda, woulda for something else, right? Like you know what I
Okay.
mean? Like
yeah,
I feel like sometimes like a big star will get an award because they have like a
because
you
it's like
know,
he's
yeah.
in this, but maybe he almost wanted for this thing, and
Yeah.
he was just okay.
That's my perception.
Yeah, but it was a huge cast.
Yeah, that was, and
Yeah.
I'll be honest, that was what I was most excited about because I like a lot of these actors, and
We
so
got Christian Did you say Christian?
Hayden Christensen.
yeah.
Yep. So I remember thinking, so I just watched the day before I watched this movie for the first time. I'd never seen it until just now. I had just watched The Saint. If you were with us in our last episode, I watched The Wrong Saint.
No, I watched The Wrong.
Oh, you watched The Wrong Saint. Okay. Well, I wish I would have watched The Saint you watched because I did not enjoy the last movie we reviewed last week. But my saving grace in my head was like, it's okay. Because tomorrow I'm watching Takers, and it's Paul Walker and Idris Elba, and Hayden Christensen and these actors, and I did think T.I. I liked T.I. in this movie a lot, and so I was like, I'm gonna love that movie because like how could I not with the cast? And I read like a quick little what it was about, and boy, have you ever gone on a date with someone you were really excited about, and then she was just the worst?
No, but I do get what you're going through.
I don't think I've ever been excited for a date. Just kidding. No, I like T.I.'s like asides, right? Like I feel
Right.
like that was like the great part of the dialogue.
Well, actually, we can't call him T.I. We have to call him Clifford
What? Really?
Harris. That's his real name.
Huh?
His real name is Clifford Harris. So his credit in the movie is Clifford.
Was it Clifford in the
Oh.
movie? Okay.
Well, I mean,
on
in the credit.
IMDb, it was like his. Just,
Did it say?
it said
Clifford?
his name, but it had T.I. like in
Yeah, Clifford T.I. Harris. Tip.
Yeah. Oh,
Or
okay.
T.I. Tip or Tip Harris. Yeah.
Well, cool. I like Clifford though.
You know who is his acting coach?
Who was it?
It's a great actor.
Samuel L. Jackson.
You're very close. Denzel
Yeah.
Washington.
Oh my goodness.
He actually was able to get Denzel, and he said Denzel went completely in on him.
I thought T.I. did pretty good in this movie. Yeah, I thought he did, and so I could see like, and I mean, you get an acting coach like Denzel Washington, I'm sure you can do really good.
Yeah. That's why Chadwick was Chadwick.
Mhm.
Right. So here's some. Did he also get coached by Denzel? Man,
Denzel paid for his schooling.
Oh.
that's so cool.
Yep.
I would. I don't think I have the funds to make it happen, but I would love to get acting lessons from Denzel Washington.
Oh my God, I would just love to be in the same room with Denzel.
I think he's one of the coolest celebrities. So
Absolutely.
anyway, here's some trivia about Takers. It was originally titled Bone Deep,
Oh, deep.
but thank God, the director liked the line "We're takers, gents" from Idris Elba.
Idris.
Yep.
Okay.
And so that's when they decided to change the name Takers, which that was a kind of a cheesy line. It felt a little, I don't know, like it felt like a little like, okay. But I think it would have been a good line if that came into play more into the whole movie. But I am glad that they changed their title from Bone Deep.
I'm like,
Bone deep with all them men?
immature. I can't go.
Yeah.
That's just sorry. I mean, bone deep with all of those men.
I was just thinking, you look at that cast when they're chatting off camera and they're like, "Hey, are you ready to say those lines for Bone Deep?" Like all those men, there's no way they
It
could.
was a good
Yeah,
looking
like
cast.
I would go. I mean, I'd go bone deep with the couple. I won't say who.
But
I will.
you won't say who, but I bet you it could be most. Like, that was a very
Most of
good-looking male
the
cast.
entire cast.
Yeah. Like, it would almost be easier for you to tell people who you wouldn't go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So,
there you go.
and then according to Clifford, who played Ghost in the film, and he was also a
Or you can say
producer.
Tip. You can just say T.I.
It feels if he doesn't feel like a Clifford to me. Like
Mm.
I'm gonna go with Ti,
There you
but
go. T.I.
if Clifford or Ti, if you're listening to this, I'll call you whatever you want me to. So anyway, according to Ti, who played Ghost in the film, and he was also a producer. There was a sequel in works for this movie that would have actually been a prequel highlighting the original heist the crew performed that is referenced to in the film, showing Ghost getting caught and going to prison. The original cast would have had lead roles in this sequel prequel, but plans were scrapped once Paul Walker died.
Oh.
And I'll be honest, the plot of that prequel sequel sounds more interesting to me than the movie we got. Like, the whole time when they were talking about the beef they had with Ghost, I was like, and kind of similar to the movie you watched last week, CJ, I would have loved to see there be flashbacks where because that would have built the character. That was what we were missing. We were missing character development. I mean, Paul Walker, who I was most excited to see in this movie, we don't know anything about his character.
Nothing.
No.
Yeah. Speaking of Paul Walker, my other 3 trivia are Fast and Furious related, because how could you not?
Of
in this
course.
podcast, yeah. So Paul Walker had worked with Michael. Is it Ealy? Not
Ealy,
he worked with Michael Ealy in Too Fast, Too Furious, and Idris Elba was in Hobbs and Shaw, which we've reviewed.
That's right. He
So
sure was.
those are some little Fast and
Yeah.
Furious connections there. And if you guys are like, man, I want them to talk more about Too Fast, Too Furious or Hobbs and Shaw, you can go earlier into our podcast and hear about it. So.
Uh-huh.
And here's what's these next 2 are weird and random, and it makes you wonder if they're on purpose. The car Paul Walker's character drives is the same car that is in the Dominican Republic garage in Furious 7.
Mm.
So, you know what I wonder though, because Paul Walker was such a car guy. I wonder if it was like his car that he just brought on set,
Oh,
right?
You know what? And then
maybe.
Jinx, I was gonna say that could very well
Yeah.
be
But here's where the plot thickens. It gets faster and furiouser.
thickener.
After being released from prison and breaking into John Railway's home, and that's Paul Walker's character,
Right.
Ghost remarks to John, "You were boosting cards in Riverside when me and Gordon found you and let you in." This could be a thin reference to Walker's character, Brian O'Connor, in the Fast and Furious films, who had boosted cars to race as a teenager. So what if this
I guess-
movie was part
Yeah.
of, like the
Mm-hmm.
Fast and Furious
Elements.
universe? Yeah.
It has
A
elements.
little Easter egg in there.
Yeah.
Easter
Yeah.
eggs.
This could have made it to our season 2 when we were doing
I feel
Fast
like
and
it
Furious
could have. I
adjacent
mean,
movies.
they're after something. They're always after something. The plot.
Yeah. So anyway, those are just kind of fun little trivia things that hopefully make the movie a little bit more bearable for you. It helped me a tad. I know what you guys are thinking if you're listening to this review and have never seen the movie. What is this movie about? And thank goodness we have an AI plot summary for
Oh
you.
my gosh.
And what's really fun is, Joe, last time we had you on Superfast, we had you read kind of a apathetic, bored, annoyed review of Superfast, and we thought you did so well that, what seems like a year ago, we're going to bring you back and have you do it again with the same
God.
kind of vibe.
Bored and annoyed.
Bored.
Oh boy, strap in. Because this movie is less Ocean's 11 and more Ocean's meh.
Bleh.
Let's dive into this heist flick that tries to be slick but ends up slipping on its own plot twists. Meet the crew. A group of impossibly good-looking bank robbers. Gordon, John, AJ, and the Attica brothers, Jake and Jesse, live the high life between jobs. They're like Robin Hood if Robin Hood wore designer suits and robbed banks for personal gain. Their ex-partner Ghost, fresh out of prison and still salty, shows up like a bad sequel nobody asked for. He's got a plan to rob an armored truck carrying 20 million. I thought it said $20. I was we didn't need this whole movie for $20.
We didn't. We didn't. No, but we did. We really did.
$20 million because nothing says trust me like a guy named Ghost who just got out of jail. The crew decides to go for it because apparently their motto is We're takers, gents. That's what we do. We take. Yes, that's an actual line. They plan to blow a hole in the street and drop the armored truck into it. Because when in doubt, go full Looney Tunes. Meanwhile, Matt Dillon plays Detective Wells, who's so intense he makes Batman look chill. He's got a vendetta, partner, and a moral compass that's spinning like a ceiling fan in a hurricane. The plan goes sideways when a kid on a bike delays the truck. The explosion happens anyways, and the robbers scramble like eggs in a pan. There's a shootout, a chase through the sewers, and more slow motion than a shampoo commercial. Surprise! Ghost is working with Russian gangsters and plans to off the crew because betrayal is the new black. AJ dies, womp womp, and Jake finds his fiance dead because apparently this movie needed extra drama. Ghost tries to escape with the money, but Gordon and John track him down. There's a Mexican standoff, because of course there is. And John shoots Ghost. Gordon and John limp off into the sunset with the cash, and Gordon's sister, while Detective Wells bleeds dramatically and calls 911. That was...
Thank you, Joe. That was great.
This is maybe more animated than...
There we go. That wasn't that a fun?
That was perfect.
And I felt like you really gave a lot to that like there was, it felt like there was a bit of actual Joe in the feeling.
I'm actually AI. I wrote this.
Okay, yeah, you're like, I said it to you earlier when you typed. But the last thing you said about the ending, it ended so abruptly. And at this point in my movie watching experience, because I tried to watch it last night, I fell asleep. And I woke up and I put it back on. And then by the end, I was like multitasking. I was working while I was trying to watch it. I completely missed when it ended because it just felt so abruptly. Like I literally went back and watched the ending twice to be like, did I miss a significant conclusion? And I don't think I don't think
No, you didn't.
No, it just
No,
ended.
it really did end kind of fast. I mean, I did. Yeah, that was kind of weird for me.
Yeah. So before we get into our movie reviews and our loves and our not loves and everything, here's a couple that I found online. I picked up 2 negative ones and a positive one. So we'll see.
I like that.
Yeah. So here's the first of the negative ones. Take every idiotic chase, every idiotic character stereotype, crooked cop, rule betting, heroic cop partner, recovering drug addict, Russian mobster, release convict seeking pain from those who let him go to jail, etc., etc., etc. Every idiotic and nonsensical plotline and every idiotic shoot 'em up scene and every idiotic action movie ever made, roll them all into one, and you get Takers. Probably the worst movie of the worst genre ever invented. And then he said Matt Dillon should be ashamed. Idris Elba should be ashamed. And I am ashamed for wasting 2 precious hours of my life watching this trash.
Shame. Shame.
I have a bell, but
Shame.
I
Shame.
have a bell. You want me to go get it? Do I need to go get my shame bell?
I mean that I feel kind of ashamed for having watched the movie after reading that. Like,
It's
I'm
in there.
"Dang,
I
did
can go
do
get
it?"
it.
This next review says, how can an ensemble of talented and successful actors, good photography, a heist plot, and some decent action be combined to make such a horrifically terrible movie? It's a mystery, but they did it with Takers. If you waste your time by watching this all the way to the end, I think you'll wish you had spent your time doing anything else. The real plot twist is that this movie steals nearly 2 hours of your life. I'll be honest, that's how I feel. Like, I was so excited about this cast, this movie, and then I was just, oof.
You were like, you're done. I'm sorry.
I've realized that's like a new quality of if it's gonna get a Furious or a Too Furious for me. If I can't watch it in one sitting, that's a bad sign.
Yeah.
However, let me try to turn this around. Let me try to steer the ship up in a positive direction. This one is a positive review. This is one movie I'm glad I found. A perfectly hidden nice gem. The movie is a high-budget heist thriller combined with top actors from their own movie universes that shaped all of us, like Star Wars, Fast and Furious, Marvel, and the list goes on. Seeing them work together and in jaw-dropping. Especially in such a thriller. The only downside is some people might expect some new universe level movie. You won't find that. Just enjoy and admire the artwork. A must see for movie lovers. Though this one I will definitely see again.
Okay.
Okay, so that it goes to show you something that we talk about all the time in this podcast. The best part about movies and entertainment is it's entirely subjective. Some people can absolutely hate
Absolutely.
a movie, and then some other person's like, this is the best thing I've ever seen. And to a degree, neither are wrong, you know?
Jaws were dropping, mine from yawning, but his
Yeah, I agree. So you're right. It was a jaw dropping.
It was.
It was an eye dropping movie too. So my eyes went down and I fell asleep. So that was our turn. What were some things? I know CJ, you said this wasn't that bad of a movie for you. So
I mean,
what did you enjoy?
okay. I'm just gonna be shut up, Joe. I'm just gonna say it. I just enjoyed looking at my boyfriends in one movie.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Did you find your new husband in this movie?
I was just wanting them not to like go backstage and talk to each other and be like, hey, CJ and stuff. So that was my only thing, and I was very jealous of the fact that Zoe got to be in the movie and I didn't.
I would have
And
loved to
she
see
got
her
to
more.
kiss
She's
Michael
so
Ealy,
gorgeous.
and I didn't. Honestly, it was just the fact that every time I turned around, they go, T.I., hey, how you feel? Hey, Idris. Hey, hello, Paul. Hello, Paul.
I love that.
Hello, Hayden. Even little old cute. He's not ugly. He just looked like your little baby cousin.
He just to me always looks like a teenager. Like he
I will
just
say
like, he
this
always
though.
looks.
He probably was my favorite in the movie. I hated when he was killed.
Yep.
That sucked.
But he well, I can't say more because it goes into my best bits.
Go ahead. What about you?
A couple of things. So I think that it is a good date movie because you can skip a few minutes from napping and, or other activities, other extracurriculars, right? And get back to it and you haven't really missed that much. Like,
I agree.
Like tossing a salad if you're getting dinner ready for each, What were you, I mean,
Caesar,
absolutely.
Just Caesar all the way.
Caesar or hold her hand or whatever you want to do.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking. Just tossing salads. I love the chase scenes.
the chase scene was good.
That it was like such high drama, but then also he's like shooting a gun at the truck, like, and I'm like, I'm not like a gun or a truck expert, but I'm not sure that that's like doing what you think it's gonna do. Maybe
right.
you can correct me. I don't know.
I think you're correct.
The other thing, I think that this is like a great solve for the male loneliness crisis. Like, these men came together and they did a bank heist, and I feel like it brought them closer together. So, like,
okay, there we go.
Lonely boys of the universe. I'm not saying rob a bank, but like
rob something.
Think about it.
No, she is right because T.I. brought them all together.
Yeah.
So
this is a movie about friendship and
that's right,
and betrayal.
Yeah. They didn't, it didn't work out super well for all of them at the end, but I think,
and I don't feel too bad for like banks, right?
Right, no, they're insured.
Yeah, sure.
Maybe
yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know anything.
You know what NDIC is?
Right. Yeah, that's what it is. Someone who's a bank expert. Call me.
Right.
Let us know.
Yeah. No, I agree with Joe. I definitely like the chase. Chris Brown's chase scene probably was my favorite. Mm-hmm. And that's just because to see him jump over the truck and I was like, that was Chris.
Yeah.
And then I went back and looked. It was like, yeah, he did all of his stunts. I was like, and at that time he was young. Of course he did. Yeah. He was like, Jackie Chan is like one of my faves growing up. So what kid wouldn't want to do stunts like the great Jackie Chan?
Yeah, absolutely.
And him just rolling over, hitting the glass, like I was proud of.
Yeah,
I was proud of him on that. I'll give him that.
Yeah, the action sequences were definitely the action sequence for this movie, the soundtrack, and I liked. I thought T.I. I thought he acted really well. well. Matt Dillon did a really good job. I hated his character, but he played into that character really well.
Matt Dillon always does a good job.
Right? Like I forget about him, but he's in a lot of stuff.
A lot of stuff,
He's
man.
been
Y'all,
around
man,
forever.
we gotta give our shouts out to Malcolm Jamal Warner. While I'm saying that, we gotta give our actors
Absolutely.
their flowers while they are here. Like we do that quite a lot, but like we don't. So, but Matt Dillon he's been acting since he was a kid.
Is he the one in the movie who was like, that reminds me of the Russian map? That's like a crazy.
Yeah.
I love how they're just like, how do we tie this all together? Oh, that Russian map we saw that one
Right.
Yeah,
time.
Matt Dillon is a good actor.
Yeah.
Was he
Good
in
actor.
The Outsiders?
Yes, he was.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay.
I forgot about that, but
Yes, he was.
that was a good movie.
That was a great movie too.
That was a good book and movie.
Yes, it was. And
That-
if you read the book before you see the movie, people.
Do it. I just didn't care. I didn't care about the plot. I didn't care. They did nothing to make me want to care about the characters. By the time people
agree
were
with
being
that.
by the time people were dying, I was like, okay.
I agree with that.
The chase scenes are, I don't know. It's like I kind of watch everything as being a comedy. Like the chase scenes, I like when they're like running through a crowd and just like knocking strangers to the ground.
Love
I'm
that.
like,
Yeah.
I've never seen that happen in real life, thankfully. But they're
Right.
just like boom, like knock a lady to the ground.
But
I'm
can
like,
you imagine if they had a part of the movie where they went back and like interviewed the newscaster, like interviewed the lady, and was like, "Are you okay? What happened? I'll tell you what happened." I was,
I know.
I was
Like,
knocked to the ground.
I hope I'm never in a space where there's a high speed chase and then someone starts
they just
shooting a gun.
destroy the buildings.
So
That
I
you
never
worked
want to
at.
be in that situation ever, ever, ever.
No.
But no, I especially like the part when Ghost came back.
Mhm.
Like that was probably my favorite part with T.I. And I'm a man that ain't gonna do nothing, you know what I'm saying?
I also felt bad. I mean, I feel like no one addressed the fact that one of the other guys was with his woman.
Oh, Michael?
Yeah, and they were so like no. I mean, nobody. I feel like one of the other bros would be like, "Look, I know this is awkward."
I mean, but by that time he had been in jail for what?
If you're, I don't know. I feel like it's like if you're in jail for like over a year, I don't know.
Okay, was it?
Maybe?
I want to say it was 8 years.
He was. I was gonna say it was a while.
Yeah. Okay. So I get that.
And you know what I'm saying? I know that's your homeboy.
But also, they could have had more.
Yeah.
The ghost and the hot woman had never had any interaction with each other. They never had lines to each other. Or did I sleep through that part?
Just when he came into the club.
Okay.
And
when he was picking up the dude to go, like, it was like, it's time to go. I think there could have been some key dialogue between those two to maybe make them, I don't know. That would have needed a lot more than that to make the movie.
This is
salvageable.
not a woman heavy film.
No.
Like, 'cause
no.
normally I feel like in like action films there are like more hot ladies.
Yeah.
This definitely was not one of those.
It's definitely a bro movie.
Yeah, they
Well,
were
it was
bro
bone
now.
deep.
Bone deep with the bros.
This movie was bone deep. I love that.
It was bone deep. So yeah.
It's funny and weird.
What? That's not our fault or yours. That was.
Yeah.
And
Well-
they were taken by the bone deep. So
Well, let's we'll do a Too Fast, Too Furious movie rating. CJ, would you like to start with?
sure. Fast.
You have a fast? Enjoyed it? Worth a
Enjoyed
watch?
it.
Okay.
I put it on again.
Okay. Very cool.
If I'm cleaning up, around the house. Like she said, you can take your eyes away from it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
something in the background. And then I can always, and again, it's men. So it might not be a heavy
Eye
woman,
candy.
but it's
Yeah.
eye candy
It is for the ladies.
for the
It's
lady.
not in it.
Yeah. You know what? Maybe they knew that going into it.
Yeah.
They're like, people think we're making a guy movie, but really we're making a movie for the ladies.
And maybe we need to look at it like that.
Huh.
I think so.
Joe, are you still remember our rankings?
I think I'm gonna go one lower just because what's the one that's lower?
So the one lower is Furious.
Furious. This movie made me furious. No,
Mhm.
because I think that the dialogue was not quite enough for me.
I agree. I
and my
agree.
sophistication. No, I'm
I
just kidding.
feel that.
I agree with that.
But I did enjoy watching the chasing.
Yeah, it would be.
I agree.
I remember when I was watching it, thinking like, At what point in the movie did the first dialogue happen? Because I feel like a lot of stuff happened before you even knew who these people were on the screen. And sometimes that works out because it's like, because the opposite is the movies that give you way too much exposition all the time. And you're like, let me come to the conclusion on my end. But like a lot of older movies, like 90s, 80s movies, like they did a good job of like, you didn't know everything all the way and you got to watch the plot unfold. Thing is you actually need the plot to unfold.
Yeah, I get that. I mean, yeah, especially that end scene when raise your hands. That was
Right.
That was the worst.
Now I'm gonna go one lower, and I'm gonna give this a Too Furious.
Now, ooh.
My life is less than because I watched this movie. I remember seeing the like just a little cover when it was on Netflix, and I never watched it. But I thought to myself, that movie has Paul Walker and Idris Elba. I bet you it's a good movie. And I remember getting really excited after the bomb of The Saint that I watched, and thinking, and I literally told myself as a little pep talk because I knew I was going to have to watch another movie the next day. I was like, it's okay, but the next movie is Takers, and it's going to be awesome. And then when I watched the movie, I was hurt.
Oh,
This is why you can't have any expectations in life.
Right, absolutely. That's the lesson there.
Yes.
this is the reason.
Yeah. So
So much promise, but it did not deliver.
I was so excited about it, which gets us to the Drew's best bits.
Ooh,
I feel,
Drew's best bits.
and I feel like
Do.
I might have given this way earlier, but
Okay.
we're gonna do it anyway, and it might just be freebie points for CJ. So I was excited to see several actors in this movie, and I need to preface I was underwhelmed by all of them. The best bit today is the actor who was the least underwhelming to me.
Okay.
Okay? So my 3 favorite actors that were in this movie that left me with nothing but shame were Paul Walker, Idris Elba, and Hayden Christensen. So out of the 3 of those, which ones underwhelmed me the least?
Oh, Hayden all day.
I would agree. Yes.
Yes, you guys are so right, and I almost said that exact point when we were talking about him earlier, a few minutes ago. Absolutely, Hayden. I actually thought he did pretty good in this movie. I thought, when I was reading reviews, a lot of people hated on him here.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of people said it was like unconvincing or overacting.
No, he was probably the one
yeah,
nah.
Yeah, and so and when his death happened, it was like I feel that a little bit, you know.
I don't know. What were you going to say?
Oh no, just that like he was cute enough also that I was like, your acting doesn't have to
Yeah.
No, I
lower the bar.
I actually was impressed with him this time because sometimes he does miss the mark because he's so cute. But this one, I was like, okay, you're trying to be a little gangster now. You're trying to step with the big boys, and I think it's because you had such that big cast. They didn't know you got Idris, then you got Paul, then you got Matt, then you got Michael, then you got Zoe. That right there alone, those are your A's.
Yeah, absolutely.
T.I.'s coming in, Hayden's coming in. You know, I'm not saying they're B's, but they're newer to the game, you know, than Idris and Michael and Avatar Zoe Saldana.
Yeah, I would have loved it. I mean, and it goes back to what you were saying, Joe, that this just wasn't much of a woman-based movie, but I would have loved to see more Zoe in it.
Maybe she probably could have carried the movie more.
Yeah,
she probably could have gave us more with like T.I. and what was dude's name?
I was trying to remember which one of them was her boyfriend.
Michael Ealy.
Was it Michael Ealy? Yeah,
Michael Ealy was the boyfriend, and I just can't think of his character name because but anything that he does, he portrays well. I never have a problem with Michael Ealy. Never. On the eyes or with the voice.
Joe, we didn't do this at the beginning. We just jumped right into this amazing cinematic masterpiece. But first of all, thank you so much for returning.
Oh my god,
it's always fun when you're here.
It was it was wonderful. And you really do support our podcast a lot. She's even given us shout outs at open mics before.
She does.
Yes, yeah.
I'll stop the presses. Everybody subscribe to Quarter Mile Podcast.
It was very random. At the end of her set, she was like, "People just need to edit more," and she's like the Quarter Mile Podcast. podcast, and it was
I
very.
love it. All these boys out here with their 3.5-hour podcast, they need to be more like the two of you.
Thank
You
you,
know?
boo.
Absolutely not.
It's like you leave us wanting more.
Yeah, so you're very supportive, and we always love having you here. And what is there anything coming up now? This episode's coming out 2 weeks from now, but like, is there anything coming up or that we can point people to for you?
I think everything is happening in the next 2 weeks, but follow me at Sloppy Joe Productions on Instagram and Threads, and we can talk more about life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. I don't know how to end. I don't know how to say
That's
goodbye.
perfect. Yeah, and we do have her stuff. Anything that you're listening or watching, if you just scroll down, you'll be able to connect to her Instagram. And you produce one of our Clean Comedy Collective shows.
Yeah, we have one coming up in August.
We do,
That's more than 2 weeks from now. That will be in August. It's Pizza and Punchlines at Nashville Pizza Company.
Yeah.
Anything with pizza is a good thing.
And Drew will be on the show.
Listen, all you have to say is pizza, and I'm like,
I'm excited.
I'll be there.
I got some stuff coming up in August.
Yeah, what do you got coming up in August?
I got a show. I got a show tonight, but y'all will know about that.
Just build a time machine. Come back to our show tonight.
I have a show with Allie. She just got engaged. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then I have a show with Justin Merritt. And we're going to be doing some game show, like game improvs and stuff.
Yeah, is that the Showtime show?
Yes.
Yeah.
And luckily, I'm very excited because we talked about it, and I got one of my favorite judges of the city to come and help us. He got her to do it, and he reached out, and she's going to come and help us do some comedy and karaoke.
Yeah, I love that. I was actually talking to him a few weeks ago, and he was very excited about that show. He was talking about it.
He sent me the email, and so now we're going to be working with one of my favorite judges in this whole entire city. She's the best judge in the world.
I love that. That's so cool. That'll be a good time. That'll be a good show.
I would love to be a judge just for the gavel.
Go just get the gavel.
Right? Yeah, I'm judging people all the time.
Yeah,
I should just add a gavel.
Bring a gavel to real life and occasionally hit it when you're making judgments. No one knows what the judgment is, but and they're like, she's up to something.
That would be a fun comedy show to do, have people come Judge Judy style and bring their complaints.
We're doing it.
And then
we're doing it.
Love it.
Gavel.
Love it.
Be Judge Judy. Me and Drew will come in with the case.
Yeah. There we go. I love that. We could come with a great case.
And it's the case of Gizmo and we'll something easy.
I can think of several cases with Gizmo.
I know, right?
Follow us on all the things. And then also next week is the third movie in the row that I've never seen.
Wow.
We're reviewing Plane. Now that's another CJ pick movie.
Yeah.
I'm cautiously optimistic. I've been burned twice now by 2 movies. So do you guys think I'll like Plane? Do you think
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Oh no.
Because I don't know. We'll talk about it.
There's so between Airplane and Snakes on a Plane, I feel like just Plane.
Now I love Airplane, and I did like Snakes on a Plane. So maybe aviation movies are my jam. I don't know.
We'll see, but I want to see what Drew thinks about this movie. It's not. I think this was my one that I was like, could be the worst movie.
Oh,
I don't know.
Takers.
Past 2 weeks, we've hit some low points, but it's okay though because I know the movie after that is one of the Rock movies that I picked. Either Walking Tall or Run Down, and those are stupidly enjoyable movies. So it'll be like a comfort blanket for me if I don't like. And maybe I'll love Plane. Maybe I'll love.
And I think next season we should only do funny bad movies.
I think that would be fun.
Like parody movies. I think we should review only parodies.
Parody movies. That would be fun. Listen, gang, go home. I don't know where you're at right now that I'm assuming you're not home. Just, when you get home, watch an amazing movie, watch a fun movie, or watch a bad movie like Takers. I like to, do what Joe's saying. If you're a guy and you're dealing with a loneliness epidemic, get together your favorite friends or all the other lonely guys that you know and go rob a bank. Go start a club.
Yeah. We're solving society right now.
Yeah. Whether you're robbing banks or watching movies, thank you for listening. And whatever you do, just go live your life a quarter mile at a time.
Heck yeah.
See ya.
Bye.